First question is just almost a year has passed, or a little bit more than a year at this point, since Parkland. And where are you in terms of gun violence? So, I mean, do you still think about it as much as you do then? Do you think you're as passionate about it? Where are you at? What are your thoughts?
Okay, when it started, when the anniversary came around, a lot of people started talking about it again, so that really brought me up. But besides that, I haven't fully been working on it or anything, which I know personally I should go more into it.
Anyone else have any thoughts on just where they're at with it?
I agree because so far, I mean, because I'm not doing anything physically, I just kind of react in a way to the news and everything, everything that goes on. I just kind of react and say, oh, here it is again, so that's...
So more of emotional reaction than trying to organize something like you were before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in that respect a lot of people have forgotten about it, and a lot of people kind of don't think about it as much until the very next incident happens, and they're like, well, I should probably do something about this.
When you say people, do you mean everyone or just students?
I feel like everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The social media is a big thing. Once something happens, social media will blow up. But when it starts to die down, it would just die down. Most people just don't talk about it because it passed.
All right, let's talk more about the actual walkout that you guys organized. When you organized the school walkout, what was your main objective? What was your goal? What did you want from this?
For me, I really just wanted everyone to gain the type of awareness where it's not like I'm aware that this happened and just, oh well, another school shooting happened, but be aware that their voice does matter and that at this school that they could talk about their concerns.
Yeah, that's great.
Definitely that, as well as honoring the students that have passed.
Victims, but definitely making that a highlight of it as well.
Don't let them die in vain.
Sure, absolutely. Any other kind of thoughts on just main goals or objectives from any of you guys?
For me, it was kind of trying to show people that these things matter and that not all of this should be just thrown away oh, it happened, just let it happen some people would think. But to me, I also thought this is important and we should all make people aware, how you guys were saying, and how Caitlin was saying, not to let them die in vain.
Yeah. So you had to meet with adults. Was there anything that was difficult? Did you feel in the process of trying to plan this walkout where you met with difficulty? All of you are kind of shaking your head.
Can I start this one?
Sure.
So I kind of felt for us, it was difficult trying to ask for us to do certain things and for it not to be offensive in a way, and kind of not trying to, we were trying to make it equal for everyone, so even people that don't support what we were doing can still kind of come out and talk about what they wanted to say, but also not at the same time change the whole subject of what we were trying to do.
So maybe there were just some struggles of what was the right way to go about doing that. Anybody else have any commentary on what might have been difficult in planning it, or
The signs, when we started making certain signs, adults that were allowed us to do this were very strict on what was not able to be said on it and what had to be there. It was not don't, this is horrible, it was, the writing had to be right and understood, and they had to make sure that it was right to, I don't know how it,
the verbiage,
Make it appropriate.
Yes.
We couldn't say what we actually kind of wanted to say, but we could, but not at the same time we couldn't.
yeah,
The movement very clearly showed, the walkout in itself very clearly showed what stance we had, but we weren't really allowed to show that through signs.
Yeah.
They made sure that was limited.
sure.
It's almost they were sugarcoating it.
Yeah, it was very frustrating.
Because,
We're already, protesting, so why wouldn't we come out and say what we actually want to say instead of, like she said, sugarcoat it? That I saw the other side, but the fact that it was really optional, they didn't have to come outside. So if they didn't believe in it, they could just continue class as normal. They didn't have to come outside.
And you mean students who might have been offended by the
Yeah.
things on your signs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's valid. Well, I mean, despite the fact that there were some frustrations and that you felt maybe your signs were a little watered down, right? So that the protest, that the walkout, was effective. Are you happy? Did you feel it was successful?
Absolutely. I feel like everybody, once they started talking and once it got past the point where it was like, this is awkward, we're sitting out here with everybody in our school, once people started coming up and actually saying things, I feel like everyone was really happy that we did it, and everyone was really happy that they got to say their piece on like how gun violence gets this bad and gets to this point. So I'm just happy that everyone got to say their opinion.
It was very nice to hear people talk, tell their stories, things like that. Like people we may not even know that we go to school with, show their struggles and how they feel about it. It was nice to hear. Yeah.
Did a lot of students speak?
A decent amount.
Yeah, a decent amount.
Some
Towards
people,
the
They
end,
just
we
kept
actually-
coming up.
We had lines towards the end that
Yeah.
one of the administrators that was helping us said that we had to cut it off. No one else.
Because there was
could
just
speak.
so many people coming to speak.
once
Wow.
they got
Yeah.
comfortable, they just wanted to keep going.
But there is a lot of buzz about arming teachers. So where are you guys on this? I mean, I know you're leaving the high school setting, but what do you think?
For me, I'm like, my opinion on this is like, yes, we should all be safe, but to me, it's going too far arming teachers. Like, I don't want to, like, I feel safe in my classes, but I don't want to have like that fear of like, oh, if someone does come in, like, I'm gonna watch my teacher like shoot
Yeah.
the person.
Plus, I think it would be more trouble than it was worth, because you never know, a teacher may leave it in a classroom and then a kid takes it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, I think it's just more trouble than it's worth.
Exactly, and I feel, in my opinion, bringing more guns into a situation is never the answer. So I feel like providing a gun to feel safe is kind of
Ironic.
purposeless.
Yeah, like it's
It's ironic, purposeless, I heard.
Yeah.
like it's fighting fire with fire.
Yeah.
Okay. But if it's not arming teachers, I mean, you guys are in schools every day, more so than lawmakers. What would make you feel safe? Or do you already feel safe with the measures that are in place, at least at your school?
I think here it's not so much like there's not as much of a safety concern, but I think at other schools they could educate kids on, you know, on gun control and on gun violence, but also take it back down to a level of like just being kind to each other so no one feels the need to lash out in that way. I think it goes back down to that.
Yeah, I mean,
I would definitely also make social workers more prevalent, because I feel like even though most schools do have social workers, there's a stigma around going to see them. And I think obviously be kind to others, but not everyone has a condition that is solved by kindness.
Correct, yeah.
So I think having support for those who need it would definitely help a lot.
for sure. All right, so again, you're all leaving high school and you're going off to bigger and better things. Maybe not better, I don't know, this place was all right. But what do you see yourself as in the future? Like, do you see yourself as an activist for common sense gun laws? Do you feel like maybe you're going to be, you know, putting efforts to other places? Like, just what do you...
I kind of see myself, like, I don't know why in the future I feel like I see myself as an activist in certain, like, in a lot of different things that I like stand for, and I feel like I'm gonna have a big role in like social media, and like that I'm gonna try my best to like show people like to do the right thing. And
I know.
yeah.
I definitely think I will also be an activist, but unfortunately, it's a lot harder to do larger scale protests, so I think I'll just have to keep an eye out for when people organize them and go to those.
I actually completely agree. It's going to be hard because obviously we're moving on with our life out of high school. We're growing up, we're being adults, we're probably going to school, you know, like getting more education, but it's going to be hard dealing with that, but also, you know, with everything else. But I do see myself trying to go to marches as much as I can, look on social media, still be a part of things.
And especially, I feel like it's going to be a little harder, especially when you're like in your 20s and 30s and when you're trying to vocalize your opinion when everyone else has different opinions no matter what. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot to have to stand for something. I mean, you know. So the video is going to be watched by a bunch of moms, and
We love you, Mom.
all of you. What's the best thing about a mom?
They love you no matter what.
We came from you, so we always have a part of you somehow.
That's beautiful.
Like for me, they're always there for you no matter what, and they'll care even when they'll get very upset with you and frustrated. Like I know me and my mom, we sometimes don't always see eye to eye, but she's always there for me and she'll always support me no matter what I do.
They'll believe in you no matter what the circumstance. Like whatever you want to do, they're saying go get it, and never like reach for the stars.
Sure.
Yeah, I definitely love my mom. I think we're pretty much best friends, and I don't think I would be anywhere without her.
That's really nice. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing this video. You are amazing. I love you guys so much. I mean, truly.